What is evil? People generally have a difficult time defining evil. Often they are reduced to giving examples such as rape and genocide. Others believe evil is at best arbitrary and more likely imaginary. However, when we see evil in an amplified state, regardless of our beliefs, we have a negative reaction. Witnessing a rape or genocide produces a gut response of repugnance. Though our opinions regarding evil may vary from person to person, when we see evil amplified, most people, at least temporarily, acknowledge the existence of evil. Evil is best defined as the antithesis of good, or, more precisely, the absence of good. Evil does not exist independently. Evil exists only as the alternative to good. A common comparison to good and evil is light and darkness. Light exists independent of darkness, in the form of a photon, a particle of light. Darkness is not necessary to define light. Darkness, on the other hand, is nothing more than the absence of light, the absence of photons. The existence of light is necessary to define darkness. Light equals photons. Dark equals without photons. You will notice we do not need to reference dark to define light. However, we do need to reference light to define dark. The reason defining evil is so difficult is because we cannot define evil without defining good. We are left with the equation like the one below. Good equals ? Evil equals without ? Without a clear standard by which to define good, we are left without a definition of evil. From a biblical perspective, God is the standard of good. God defines good and good defines God. Therefore, our equation becomes good equals God, evil equals without God. According to this equation, only God and the will of God can be considered good. All that falls outside the will of God must, by definition, be considered evil. Is man naturally evil? Notice this definition of evil does not necessarily mean something evil is bad. The word bad connotes malice or harm. Evil is not always, at least immediately, harmful or malicious. Evil is nothing more than anything that falls outside the will of God. This must include man's free will. Example: if anything committed outside the will of God must be considered evil, and evil does not necessarily mean bad, then even the most benign acts must be defined as evil. For example, walking a dog. Because your decision to walk the dog is your decision, not God's, it must be called evil. Remember, evil does not necessarily mean bad. If man's free will is to be considered free, it must fall outside the will of God, and, therefore, must be defined as evil. Because man naturally has free will, man is naturally evil. All of us have become like one who is unclean, and all of our righteous acts are like filthy rags. We all shrivel up like a leaf, and like the wind our sins sweep us away. Isaiah 64:6. For all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. Romans 3:23.